Alright, so in this video, we're going to be comparing both the Season 3 banner and Julius himself to see which one is more worth summoning on. Now, let's just talk about, of course, these three units first and see how they fare after a couple days of using most of them. Now, Vanessa is seeming to be nothing too crazy, right? It's Vanessa. To me, she is not like... She doesn't have the most broken kit that is out there. I think that Vanessa is a very fair unit. She is nothing too bad, but nothing too good. Her ult is a silence skill, but it is not a total silence. So the difference basically is from the green Vanessa to blue Yami. Because blue Yami, where is he? He has total silence that says both ultimate and skill 2. Vanessa, though, is just skill 2. If it was ultimate and skill 2, she would be a lot better, but because it isn't, she is okay. I don't think she is crazy, but she is okay. Her damage output is nothing too crazy. I'm now trying to build her more off of damage resistance because I have her max duped, and I get the 35% damage increase for more than 350. As for Red Asta, he is a very fun defender, honestly. I think that this guy's really good. He basically stops any buffing skills, which in this meta is amazing when you've got a bunch of like buffing skills running around, like Noelle, and also counting shields. So Rod S2, basically anything that Charmy does, unless it's an attack. Except for that, like William's skill 2, Finral's whole kit, basically Valtos' skill 2, Ghosh's skill 2, and ultimate, right? So Asta is able to, when he taunts, to make it so that they cannot use their buff skills, and that is amazing. Then he also has the fun ability where he transfers one debuff from everyone onto him, then he removes all debuffs, and he has the one turn stun and I think just DOT resistance, which overall makes for a pretty good kit. He has good stats. I wish speed was higher for defenders, but it is what it is. I could probably get a lot higher on him, but for me, for now, this is good enough. I think that I'm really liking him, honestly. He seems good. Now, the things with these guys, you don't need to summon for them, because if we go to Defender, there's already a perfectly good SR Asta that you could use if you really want to use an SR Asta that also has an AoE taunt for 50% instead. So, you know, there is a difference, but I think his taunt is 2 turns, so that's a pretty huge difference in my eyes. 2 turns to 1 turn, but higher chances different, and he gets a guaranteed stun. He could stun one person, not stun, he could taunt one person guaranteed, right? And Charmy, who is arguably the best PvE unit, she is gonna have insane healing and just gonna be great overall. I think that for future content, especially the raid, she's probably gonna be very good. She has 3 continuous heals, 2 of which are AoE for 2 turns, and then she also has a chance to increase everyone's SP by 1, and there's increases all defense by 175%. And then she also has it to where every time someone attacks at the second and fifth dupe, it's either 3% or I think 7% every time someone attacks, HP restored to that person, I think. Question mark 10%, up to 10, which is insane to me. I think Charmy is actually really good. So I'd say overall it's good, but compared to the last banner, we had 2 great units. Ghosh is proving to be one of the best buffers in the game, giving all attack increase, penetration increase, and also up to 3 stacks of damage increase 10%. He has a damage reduction skill and also a weapon enhancement skill, alongside the fact that I honestly I forgot his oh yeah, this one I don't remember this one. This one just makes it so that you could apply 2 stacks of sunshine at once. And then of course Noelle came out, who was amazing. So this banner obviously is nothing crazy. I don't even think the skill pages except for Asta's are really worth it, which is good in most cases that you don't need the skill pages to make a unit good. But also last season was the same thing. I don't think Noelle's was crazy. So was neither was Ghosh's, but Ghosh's is going to be good for the upcoming raid. So overall this banner not looking the best, right? Not looking crazy good. So that brings us to the next point. Julius. So Julius is a green debuffer, and let's talk about him, right? So we already kind of mentioned the should you summon for the other banner in the previous one, where if I'm going to give my 2 cents on it, all you really need to do, get the one unit you want from Gateway of Destiny, and then the other two just fuck off, right? A lot of people are going to want Vanessa, so you don't get Vanessa, and then you don't need anyone else. I think that that's how it should be. But honestly, the best case is get Charmy, and then the other two don't really matter. But Asta is actually really good for PvP countering Noelle, but yeah, anyway. So, Julius. He is a green debuffer, like I mentioned, and basically he's going to be very good. Actually going to be very good if we just talk about his overall kit. He has a time stop ability that basically stops the cooldown of skill 2, which means that it's going to completely, from what it seems, completely make it so they can't use the skill 2 for the rest of the battle if it was already used. If it was not already used, it's still going to be fine, right? Now, let's talk about the skills in order. Skill 1, basically, if the enemy is affected by a time stop, there is a chance to inflict reduced speed, which, you know, pretty decent, nothing amazing. It's single target, so those skills are never the craziest, but it's still a decent skill. Now, the skill 2 to me is insane. AoE that puts the time stop, grants you increased speed, and also has a chance to reduce the stamina of the enemy team. And this is going to be insanely good. It is very much like Lotus's skill 1. If we go into the game, Lotus's skill 1 is basically the same thing. 50% chance to apply 15% increased stamina, and decreased stamina. And decreased stamina is really good because if they're not at 100% stamina, they will not attack. So if this is like any like really high chance to inflict this stamina reduction, it's going to be great. And then as the ultimate, in my opinion, I like the way they're doing this. It's more single target, but really good skills. So same thing with Asta, who got the guaranteed taunt. He's getting a guaranteed stun on the enemy, and if the enemy is immune to stun, you reduce their stamina by I'm guessing like maybe like 30 to 50%, which in either case is going to be great. And what's even better is that both of his passives are pretty good. Blocks reduce speed, so he can't get his speed reduced, and then his awakening passive is speed plus X%. And I forgot which one's the dupe one, but considering that he might actually just come in the form of a UR on like because actually let me pull it up. So basically the banner animation is the exact animation or animation color that it is when you evolve to an UR, when you evolve a unit to a UR. So like this right here, it's the only banner with a UR color as the red, obviously, as the beginning part. All the others are blue. So it might actually make it so that you get both passives on first pull, which might make it a lot more worth, but that's going to have to be more like talked about in the should you summon for when he actually is in the future, or like when he actually comes out. Now, as for his Grimoire skill, we don't know, but then his Grimoire passive makes it so that he cannot get his stamina reduced, which at the moment is nothing too crazy, unless this Julius's like stamina reduction is just that good. But overall, the Grimoire skill might be very good, but the passive itself is nothing too crazy. Now, Julius, I think to me is very nice. I think that debuffers already have very high speed, or higher speed, like speed that's good. So like his name, fucking Lotus 107. Let me just go to debuffers. So Rill has also 107, and then even better, has 112, right? So I think that getting extra speed on passive makes it so that he's going to have one of the high speeds in the game, I think, right? It's going to depend though, but increasing it by X% is better than just flat increases, because that means you could also scale it off of how much speed you get from your gear 2 once you're in game. So I think this is going to be very, very, very nice. I gotta say it's going to be very nice. And I think his skill 2 is going to be the like main part of his kit. Time stop, make it so that they can't use their shield again. But honestly, after you use a skill 2 once, you're not going to end up using it again. So I don't know how it's going to end up looking, but to me, it's not going to look good if it stays the same for the time stop. I wish it was better, but the stamina reduction is crazy, plus the SP ultimate that just guaranteed stuns or reduces stamina. So overall, he's looking nice in that regard. I just wish he did more debuffs, honestly, or better debuffs, I guess, because like I don't know, there's a couple things that's just like he seems great, but not like number one, which is what you would have wanted. But like him being like great means like he's gonna be an S tier at least. Like he might be even better depending on his speed. So he's gonna be able to hard counter a lot of teams depending on how quick he is gonna go, and if his like, of course, if his stats are good that he gets on dupe is great, and depending on how high the speed increases. So overall, I think that like there's no real need to truly summon for like any of these summer units. Like you could spend 0 crystals on this banner and be happy with yourself. If you want Vanessa, if you're that guy and you want Vanessa, you get her in Gateway of Destiny. But if not, just get Charmy. But if you already have Kohono, you don't need Charmy. So then, okay, great. I'll just get Asta. Where's Asta? Where's my goat? Right? So like, there's no point in summoning for this banner. Julius is looking great, and there's also the mention, or like the fact that he does have a selection type of banner that seems to be giving us free pulls, maybe like 2-3 free multis. We're gonna have to see how this works, but that's more when we're closer to the reveal. But yeah, overall, I think Julius is probably the banner to summon on. I don't think you should be summoning on this fodder banner. Honestly, it's so sad, but not really a great banner, you know. Like, the skill pages are all pretty shit except for Asta's, I guess. And then the units themselves, we already have Raya and Lich that's green. We already have a blue healer, and we already have red SR Asta. But at least this Asta is still very good, and it has his own niche of just completely countering Red Noel. And she's going to be good for the upcoming raid, and she somehow is the worst unit of the banner. But yeah, anyway, that's basically it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.